Yo, what is up, YouTube? So I kind of got like a little bit inspired to kind of talk about these fanny packs and my chest rig. So in turn, kind of one of the main reasons why I wanted to go ahead and start carrying in a fanny pack, a lot of it really was just to kind of like blend in. Now I'm just in regular jeans and a Carhartt shirt that I thrifted, and this is kind of basically what I look like when I'm going to work. You know what I mean? I have just a simple, boring 9 to 5 job that I have to drive a few machines here and there, and then wear a harness, so like the chafing kind of like breaks down a little bit less like on my neck, and that's why I wear collar shirts most of the time. But usually when I'm out and about, I look very, very different. You know, just kind of almost like a night and day thing. But like one of those things of like kind of like blending in was kind of the main reasons why I wanted to like start wearing fanny packs. On top of the fact that one, like most people out there that carry like appendix or on the side or just carry in general, I haven't met a lot of people that carry cross draw, or I don't come across a lot of dudes that are left-handed shooters. So one of the things that keeps coming up, because at the same time I'm a member of a few channels, and the stuff that we kind of talk about kind of like relates back to kind of why people just don't carry in general. Because a lot of people have guns, but they don't really carry. And they're like, one thing that keeps coming up is comfortability. And a lot of people tend to kind of have a reasoning for the holster, the belt, or the gun in itself when they buy it, they carry it, and then it becomes cumbersome to them. And you know, and I have a decent belt. This is a Groove Life belt. A friend recommended it to me, and I got it at the local big box, and I'm digging it. I been wearing it for a good while now, and it's holding up fairly well. Especially because I have a little pouch that I have to carry with all my stuff. I'm going right hand, left hand, just got a little bit of wear and tear onto it, but you know, nothing too degrading. But anyways, back to the packs. One of the things that I found personally when I'm driving to work and I got to go about like 5 towns away. So it's a little bit of a drive, especially I like to take the long way just to cruise it really. It'll be like 45 minutes tops. And it's one of those things where I'll be like, all right, why not? And then one of the things that I found very, very comfortable was the fact that when it comes to fanny packs, and then this one right here is just an Ozark trail. And basically I don't do crossbody. I just kind of have it set up like this, and it just kind of like sits right there, right on my pouch, right there. Nothing to it. Every now and again I put it to the side, and it's rigged a little bit with a old school, I think this was either Tactical Performance or Voodoo Tactical. It was just basically a little pull tab that came off a backpack that I have, and it's one of those things like there's nothing wrong with the ones that comes with it, but I had to kind of like extend it just a little bit how I had originally come, and then this one is just a little bit more longer really. I haven't put any tape or anything like that, you know, because I kind of wanted it to blend in. I didn't want it to kind of like perceive just too much that like, okay, cool, this one is for like a specific reason. And even in the front as well, see, yeah, I even have this one rigged for like my backups, and that one, it just kind of just stays there. And even how I normally dress, I always keep my wallet on the separate, because I do have a little bit of that mindset of the fact that maybe they're gonna try to go for, you know, like, hey, like, give me whatever you got and this, that, and the other. I don't really plan on getting mugged. I don't really rely on my weapon to like stop the mugging. I try to like be aware of my P's and Q's and be aware of what's around me. But I don't really go into like, you know, mass public areas where there's a lot of people. I don't remember the last time I was actually like in a place where it's just overcrowded. Even on holidays, I try to avoid it. But, and then kind of like the way I deploy it is just straight like that, and I'm good to go. And this is my 642 Smith & Wesson airweight, and it is, I'll show you guys right now. It is rigged up with a Bianchi holster, and honestly, it's just like friction, and the belt clip hangs pretty tight with the elastic. Like, you'd have to really go for it, and even just like that, like this one is just pure friction, and it just sits inward, just like so, just like that. And honestly, like that's kind of like one of the main reasons why I bought this little 642, and I got it for a good deal. And I always wanted a Smith & Wesson revolver, so that's why I have it. And then that's just how it sits. It doesn't even look like anything much. And even just kind of like the way I'm dressed, like I try not to be overtly tactical, but like that's kind of how I have it, and it looks very unsuspecting. It just looks like somebody else with a fanny pack. And mind you, I have another one that I kind of have it rigged up the same way, and it's this one. I think this is just a generic one you can get at Walmart, really. And I have it right there. Even the other one, they have these little rubber bands, just so like the excess. I haven't cut it or anything like that, or I haven't burned it off or anything like that. I just kind of have it for whatever reason, and it sits the same way. You know, nothing to it. This little pull tab, it looks very unsuspecting. It just looks like it kind of comes with it, and just go in, and there you go. And this one, this is some type of generic Black Hawk non-holster. I'm pretty sure when I rigged this, I got this for like $5 at the gun shop, and since it's not exactly a holster, they didn't really know how to sell it to me. And I just have some Velcro strip that's inside of it, and it just sits in at an angle. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. It definitely has something to hang on to, you know. It doesn't even come out. Now this one has less friction than the actual Bianchi. The Bianchi definitely is like kind of better material, but that's kind of how I have these set up. And I had them for like a good while, and then my wallet was sitting there, and then at the time I didn't rig it up for I guess for spares, you know what I mean, for extra reloads. I just kind of wanted to try it out with this one, and then the spare reloads kind of just sitting here. Now my last one, you guys probably seen this one kind of like a little bit more often. This one is my WYNEX Tactical, and it says it just like it is. It's a WYNEX Tactical holster, and then just a little cheap Ozark blade that I kind of liked. I got it for very, very cheap, and it is pretty dinged up. And then you see the other side, it's fairly smooth, because I used it for like a handful of things, and I like that it's just friction pull and go. Because I always wanted a neck knife, but the downside to those is they move around way too much. This one sits right here. Some people don't even see that it's actually right there. They don't even know what this is. This little patch is basically the patch you get with it when you purchase one of them. There's, I think, 3 different ones, and then a lot of people actually like this thing. They always ask me where I can get it, and unfortunately, I have to tell them Amazon. I have thought about actually buying a few and then just having them at the ready, just in case, you know, just in case it goes down to it. And basically how this one is set up here, it's empty. It has my phone, my wallet, or whatever stuff that's kind of just there that I need. And then the pull tab is just kind of fairly simple, nothing to it. And usually when there's stuff in here, there's more friction, so it doesn't kind of like it won't snag too much. And then I kind of hold it just right there, and then the friction goes around. And it does have like a little bit of like that, it's all right for what it is, honestly. It's just a little cheap, I guess you can call it airsoft. I don't really care. And then it has like, the little tabs right here. I always have, it's unfortunate that like this side doesn't sit here. That way I can have left side go this way and then right side come this way. But I learned to kind of like just kind of work my way around it and practice a little bit. And then this one is set up with a Ruger LC9 and a spare mag. And then in here is just a piece of cardboard mixed with plexiglass with a DeSantis holster and a generic mag holder. It's not the best, but it definitely holds it in place, and there's not a whole lot of corrosion because I ran with this, I've worked out in it, I've walked with it. And like this one was my primary EDC, and that's just kind of how it sits. And then, but the thing is, with this one, I don't need to be fast on the draw. I really don't. I just need to get somewhere and then deploy, and then I'm good to go. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it's set up, and that's how it goes in. Fairly simple. And then how I take it off, just pull it over, and then you're solid. And there's really nothing to it. And one of the main reasons why I kind of wanted to kind of make a video about it was because there is a lot of talk about fanny pack carrying, and then especially that one. That one is fairly tactical, you know, and that's fine. Me personally, I didn't care. A lot of people liked it. I was surprised a lot of fishermen when I'll go to the big box stores and X, Y, and Z, and they wanted to kind of like put their stuff in it because it's very adjustable. It hangs fairly low, and the fact that it's fairly cheap when they saw it online. And then the other ones, almost zero to no compliments because of the fact that fanny packs are everywhere. You got dudes rocking mollies. You got dudes working, like rocking the fake. I don't know the brands very well. I'm guessing Louis V and Gucci, the fake crossbody ones. And then there's even guys with the 511 ones as well. They're all crossbody, but they're like purpose driven. I've even seen like dads with carriages with crossbodies and molly backpacks and X, Y, and Z. It's super duper tactical, and that's fine because it's very unsuspecting. And I've been saying this for a good while now. The American public does not really know what carrying a gun looks like, other than just like law enforcement, military, and X, Y, and Z. Like, I mean, even right now, I'm not carrying a gun on me, but most of the time when I carry my pocket rocket, it prints a little too much right here, but that's the beauty of it all. Only guys and girls on our side of the fence, meaning gun owners, people that practice, people that train, people that are efficient with their firearms, they know what it looks like. And I said this to my friend the other day too. I was like, "Yep, like yeah, I spotted one. I didn't point at it, but I was like, yeah, like I just spotted some dude over there. I could definitely tell he's carrying. Why? Because he got the grunt style shirt, he got the operator hat, he got the wraparound Oakleys, and then I see other things that are just kind of like, you know, just kind of like weird giveaways. You know what I mean? They're out there like the American flag shirts or like the brutally like, you know, fuck you, this is America like T-shirts. Sometimes it's their pants. Another thing is their shoes. You know what I mean? Like they wear like I think they're called Solomons or Merles, and then they start printing like kind of like really hard. Like they try to hide it, but it just prints a little too much. And then but it's whatever. It's one of those things like we know what that is. The American public doesn't. I mean, like I said, there is a lot of people with guns, but there isn't a lot of people that carry. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that is a thing. And then with the fanny packs, a lot like it's very comfortable, especially when you're sitting down and all of my guns, I don't care if they got scratches, I don't care if they get dinged up, as long as like they function and the sights stay on point, I'm fine with it. I don't mind a few scratches or here and there. It's gonna have scratches from when I go to the range and practice. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. So like, even though I would like to own nicer guns, I just don't because of reasons. You know, reasons being, and I definitely have a brand, and I'm not exactly, you know, completely loyal to it, but like they don't make like the very high end nice stuff. I would like to have some, but it's whatever. And another thing as well is like it's like that, the comfortability. Like when you're there, especially with the chest rig, fanny pack, you can adjust when you're sitting down, and that's like one thing that kind of keeps coming up is like, oh, when I'm sitting down driving, I don't want the holster to get scuffed. I don't want the gun to get scuffed. I can't. I'm not exactly comfortable. And with me, shit. I'm not that tall. I'm maybe like 5'10", 230 pounds. I'll give a rat's ass what people think wearing a fanny pack. It's comfortable. I know how to like kind of like, you know, mind my P's and Q's, and then at the same time I know how to kind of like, you know, be self-aware of what's around me, and I'm not going into a combat zone. I'm legit going into a Walmart, do my shopping and I'm aware of what's around me. And even when I'm going to a gas station, same thing. Just be aware of what's around you, and that's kind of how you stay alive. The gun is just a tool, really. So, in turn, you know, thanks for hearing me ramble for about like my little one take about packs and whatnot. Just get over the insecurity. If that's what it is, just get over it. And yes, like they're not the best way I rigged it, but that's kind of how I rig it. And I'm pretty sure you guys have like way better guns than I do. But on the same plight, I like what I like, and that's what I use. I mean, sure, I would like to have like Glock with an RMR and TLR1 and all that good stuff, but like that's, you know, it's just not my thing. This is kind of more my thing, you know, functionality really, because I mean, like honestly, there is a lot of rigs out there that can accommodate for what you're doing, But what I'm doing, they work just as fine, and I don't have to really test it. I don't need to drag it into the mud. I don't need to, like, do a deep dive in the ocean with it. I'm just literally going to go get gas and probably some Doritos, and I'm coming back home. Kind of what I'm doing. So yeah, I would say just go out there. There is one out there that I do want to try. I'll probably get my hands on it whenever I can. I haven't really figured out more or less. I don't know. I'm still waiting for more reviews, but there isn't a lot of reviews. That's the Bulldog Fanny Pack. There isn't a whole lot of them. I want to get the like unbiased reviews. I want to see more about it. The only thing is I haven't seen it in person. And some people have said like, oh yeah, you check here, there, and the other, but like, I want to be able to like see it in person and feel it, just kind of feel where it's at. With all these, I got to feel it in person, so I felt comfortable with it. And in turn, I was like, kind of like, nice, because the WYNEX Tactical, they had it at a shop a couple towns away, and it was like it, but it wasn't WYNEX Tactical, but it was pretty close to what it is, and I liked it, and I went ahead and I picked me up one. Unfortunately, with theirs, it was like, okay, cool. You can throw in some admin stuff. You can put in AR-15 mags, AK mags. I'm like, that's a little too much for what I'm going for. But thank you. And who knows? Maybe I'll pick that one up as well. But yeah, I figured just figure out how you want to rig it. Understand that there's a lot of people out there that are wearing fanny packs, crossbody, X, Y, and Z. Even the more tactical ones. Yeah, you might stick out a little bit, but honestly, if you just get over that mental hurdle, you'll probably blend in more than you think. Go to your local mall, go to your strip malls, go to the like outlets. Or even a Walmart. I don't know where all y'all are from, but like more like where you go get groceries basically, and you'll see that there's a lot of people carrying like fanny packs. Probably a lot of them have Gucci on it. I've seen a few. I could tell they're knockoffs, but like I've seen a few guys. They're just it's like they themselves, they're wearing Gucci, they have that Gucci bag, and they got, Louis V, X, Y, and Z, and, they got it all. And the thing is, you wouldn't think that they are carrying, but little pocket rockets can fit in that thing. And I actually tried to put a little pocket rocket in one of these, but it's just one of those things that's hard to find one that fits it just right. Like these friction ones, they work pretty well, but with the pocket rocket, sticks in my pocket. So, with all that being said, honestly, just if you're thinking about it, just get over the hump. Take yourself out of the equation and then just go over it. Just give it a shot. Honestly, what do you really have to lose when you're just carrying? Your man points don't mean shit in the real life. In the real world, like having your man points doesn't mean shit. It's all about how you feel and how comfortable you're gonna be. So, with all that being said, all y'all still continue being free and all y'all still stay safe. All right, have a good one.